Well, here we are, Wittmann having a seat this time, getting old, I guess, but we've arrived at the Wilmington, Ohio OVMS show here. It's June 2014, and this is usually a dealer show, so it's a good place to find a bargain and see your old buddies and switch notes and that kind of thing. So we're looking forward to maybe buying some stuff, possibly selling something, although we don't really do too well selling here, I guess because we're retail. But that's the way it is. But let's go in, and we're in the Holiday Inn right now, but the convention center adjoins to the hotel, so it's really convenient. So we'll go in and see what's happening. Well, we got into the show here at the Roberts Center, and our eye was immediately struck by the great display here that Houston Coats has. I'm sure you all know that name. Houston's been around a long time, and he's also the security manager at the MAC show. So we're going to take a look at some of the things that are here. As you can see, he's got a great selection of Army and Luftwaffe hangers with some good armbands there. There's a lot of SAs and then an SA sports armband in the upper corner. And coming down a little further, there's a fantastic display of rare naval daggers. I'm going to just try to. Oh, he's got it all rubber band down, so you can't look at it. But this piece in the center appears to be a WKC, and look at the outstanding scabbard chasing on there. That would have been a high-cost item for somebody that wanted to spend more money on their dagger. And then next to it, he's got a water police, which is also a very rare piece. See that eagle on the blue leather grip? You know, it's not something you see very often. That's a very rare dagger. Then down below, there's a set of cape hooks, you know, for a Luftwaffe general's cape to keep it closed. And he's got a nice RLB officer with a set of straps. And an early Luftwaffe here, see, with the staples. The screws wouldn't adhere to the composition material. Some really good things here. Then we come down a little further, and Houston has a lot of nice etched bayonets here. You know, these have always been a good investment. You got to be careful when you buy them, though, that you buy good things. There are a lot of reproductions of etched bayonets. So if you don't know anything about them, you're best to ask someone that's in the business and knowledgeable before you lay out. Sometimes you can spend a couple $1,000s only to find out that the bayonet was recently made. So you got to be a little careful with etched bayonets, but they're a good investment. Coming further down, there's a nice selection here of some armies and nice police bayonet with a clamshell with a brown leather scabbard, probably a rural piece, rural police, very nice. Can I lift this piece up? I'm coming down further, and I see a piece that's interesting to me in the hunting line. Probably most collectors have never seen one of these in the flesh, but this is a piece by F. Dula. They're very rare, and they always come with a skinner. They have a great, like a bolo style blade that's DRGM marked on the one side, and then on the opposite side It shows the producer, F. Dula. And then on the skinning knife is almost a duplicate in the smaller size, of course, that also has the DRGM and the F. Dula on the ricasso. These are great things. Extremely rare. If you're a serious hunting collector, you gotta have one of these. Very expensive though anymore. I don't know what Houston's asking here, but yeah, you're looking at $3,000 for this set. But look at the condition. It's wonderful.
It doesn't say U.S. property on it anymore. I had some guys look at it in the UDCA some years ago. I think there's a couple marks on U.S. federal.
See what else we got here. He's got a nice selection of SAs here. Nice rad on the end, looks like a mint piece. And another police clamshell, a smaller one. Then coming around the corner, Houston's also got a good stock of SA and SS short hangers. You know, I'm always getting calls, people looking for these kind of accoutrements. You might keep it in mind and give Houston a call because he's got a really good stock of that stuff. As you know, most of those leather accoutrements are really difficult to come by and prices are going up. Here's a wonderful shooting prize bayonet that's got an eagle head on the top. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but very, very impressive, along with the bring back paper from the vet that brought it back. And it's kind of unusual because it's in brass instead of a gilded nickel like most of them are. These things can be really pricey. You're looking at $8,000–$10,000 for a piece like that. And there's some a series of gorgets and belts, and you name it. Houston really has a full complement of material here, and he's easy to deal with. So if you see anything that looks interesting, by all means, either call me if you don't have his contact information, or call Houston directly. You can find him on the internet, I'm sure. Oh, we're over here at Vern Abrams' table. How are you, Vern? You're looking good, buddy.
That's fine, thank you.
Yes, sir. And Vern has a interesting small silver tray here. It's from the 12th SS Panzer Division Hitler Jugend. And that's a pretty desirable outfit, which was a tank division that was made up of Hitler Youth, I believe, wasn't it? Yeah, it's also a silver hallmark and very nice. I think I'm going to buy this.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll chisel you down a little bit.
That sounds great. That's the fun of the show.
That's the fun of the show. Well, we're making the rounds here, and there's another great display put up by Tony Caliendo. I think everybody knows Tony. He's been around a long time. Comes out of Chicago. There he is back there. He's making a deal, so we won't shake him up too much. But we'll just look at some of the things he has here. He has a wide array of daggers, bayonets. Lots of SAs in here. Just looking at him, he's got stuff priced in the $750, $800, $900 area. Very reasonable for nice pieces. A lot of Luftwaffes and armies. First model Luftwaffes. Oh, he's even got an Italian Pugnard here. I like these pieces.
I can show you.
Those are a good thing to put in your collection. They're a bit pricey though, but very worthwhile. Got some more good things. Navies, RAD officers, glider pilots, Red Cross. Maybe we'll take a look at this poignard and Tony, can we look at this poignard? Sorry to interrupt you.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Multi-million-dollar deal going on.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah, I know, and I ruined it. Multi-million-dollar deal, boy. See, these poignards are great looking with the curved pommel to the top, and then they have the fascist insignia in the grip with a steel scabbard and a steel belt loop marked MVSN on the opposite side. And then they normally have a four-sided blade. These blades, I believe, were redone from the Imperial period and used when they
Bayonets.
produced these in the 20s. Yeah,
Bayonets.
Bayonets, yeah. But these are tough to come by, aren't they, Tony?
Now they are. I mean,
Yeah.
years when I first started collecting, I used to get them in Mannion's old auction was still the foxhole.
Oh yeah, I
They
remember
were
that.
No one wanted Italian stuff but me.
Yeah. Well, you did the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice piece, but you can see though, collectors, they're not giveaways, but well worth the money. Thanks a lot, Tony.
Sure. Thank you.
Well, we're over at the tables here of Bill Combs. He's one of the big executives here at OVMS, and we'll take you through some of his items. He collects mostly Imperial things and World War I things, but we'll show you some of the stuff he has. This is a great helmet here that I guess was originally painted to conceal in the winter weather, and a lot of the paint is still left on it to give you that snow look. Pretty cool thing. And then up above it is a nice World War I camo with the camo colors that you usually see. Interesting stuff for you helmet collectors. And around the other side of Bill's display, he has a lot of World War I American doughboy things. Look at this group of doughboy helmets. A lot of them have units that are marked on them. Here's a special one here that has a camouflage top. Very interesting things here. These kind of helmets are still, I think, fairly cheap. Well, there's no price on it, so I don't know, but they're all labeled as to what they are. Here's one here that's 2 1/4, and it's got the unit mark on the side of it. Pretty nice. Well, obviously, there's not just German stuff in collecting. There's plenty other militaria if you want to get into that also. And Bill Combs is a good guy to ask. He's been at this a long, long time. Well, we're coming along here, and we've come across Walter Kanzler with an interesting display here that has a sort of a bathroom connotation to it. What is this, Walter?
This is original Wehrmacht packing toilet paper, Army issue.
I mean, you gotta have that. You gotta have
Well,
that.
I know most collectors don't have it.
It's marked even with an eagle and swastika.
Yep.
Edelweiss toilet
Edelweiss
paper.
toilet paper.
Ah, the smell of the mountain flower.
You gotta hope it helped.
What, did
Yeah,
you
it
get
came
a
out-
whole case of it, or what?
I got about 20 rolls of it out of a barn in Bavaria.
Wow.
The guy at the end of the war saddled up the horses and went to depot and loaded up with toilet paper, put it in the upper part of the barn. Then he used to go up and get a couple rolls a week, of course. Then he died. And the old lady was too lazy to go up into the barn to get it.
To retrieve it.
And she died, and then they cleaned out the whole place, and whoever the guy was smart enough to bring it to the local flea market. He had like 6 or 8 cases. They sold within 10 minutes.
Oh, it's an interesting thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's face it. I know most collectors don't have it in their collection.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
Well, we're running along the aisleway here, and we've come across a display of Dr. Ron Distelhorst and Chris Anderson of Leaf Militaria, and they have some wonderful SS helmets here. Boy, there must be a dozen of them. Really, really rare stuff. There's one even with a camo cover on it, and boy, you're talking about good things. This is it, I'll tell you. And then coming down a little bit further, we got a real eye catcher here. Here's an SA honor dagger, just like what's shown in the Acorn catalog that's next to it, except it's the style with oak leaf mounts on the scabbard also, and plain blade. A lot of collectors don't know that this dagger also came with a plain blade, and it's shown that way in the Acorn catalog. Beautiful. Look at the detail throughout, and the wonderful leather. Really a high quality, little used example. Just a real beauty.
And what officer wore that? Major?
These are some more of the really rare daggers that Chris and Ron Distelhorst are displaying today. Pleasure to see such clean examples. Wonderful condition. It's kind of an interesting RAD with the orange grip on it. Usually when you see that, those pieces are generally by Richard Herder. And he's got a Voos second model Luft with an ivory grip and double-edged blade. A beautiful Tino. Notice how the grip colors never changed on that Tino. It's still nice light yellow color. And then down below, an ultra rare piece. This would be what we think is a enlisted man's version for a postal official. I looked at it earlier, and the blade is by Wyersburg. It's not numbered, but the blade is also shorter than the officer's model, as is the scabbard, and the mounts on the scabbard seem to be completely one-off, custom-made for the dagger, whereas the hilt section is a standard postal. No numbering on the cross guards though. But there's only a couple of these that we know that exist. So for somebody that thinks they've got a complete collection, I'll bet they don't have this one.